So Toto, can we start by talking about the Imola upgrade? Maybe one of the most hyped upgrades in F1 history. What can you tell us about it? What are the numbers you're getting from the engineers?
So yeah, you need to be careful when you create a lot of expectations for yourself and externally, and then it isn't coming in as expected. I think what I would like to happen is to create a baseline that allows us to unlock more performance, which we didn't find with the previous concepts, and then see how it works.
George versus Max looks to be an interesting storyline that's bubbling up. Is that the birth of a new rivalry, do you think?
Well, I would very much hope so, that we can race Max on track, and it's clear that there's emotions that play when you get out of the car, and these kind of things always happen in Formula One.
Just finally, I wanted to talk about Lewis contract discussions. Have you put a timeline on that for yourself and Lewis to get together and talk about it? Is it summer break? Is it over Christmas?
No, we haven't. I think every 3 years we have the discussions. Very much in public. Why is this not being done? The truth is, we are just have so much confidence in each other that markups are flying back and forth, and eventually we put a signature on it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Christian, at the start of the season, you said there's going to be an important one for Sergio Perez, but he's really stepping up to the plate. Have you seen any change in him from your side?
Look, I think he's had a great start to the season. I think his confidence is sky high, and as in any sport, confidence is a big factor. So, great to see both the drivers performing, fantastically well so far this season.
They are both performing very well. Are you starting to get Vettel-Weber flashbacks, thinking about your drivers duking out for the title?
They're very different characters, and I think that it's great. It's a luxury team problem to have, but great to have them both, competing hard, pushing each other, pushing the team. There's a respect there between the two of them.
And just finally, reports coming out that Adrian Newey has extended his contract to stay at Red Bull. What can you tell us about that? Because there's been no official statement from the team.
Well, we don't tend to talk about employees' contracts publicly, but Adrian's been with us for a long time, and that will continue for several years to come. He's such an important part of our team. It's only natural for us to continue, working together. He and I have worked together for 17 years now. So, of course, he's involved not just in Formula One, but of course with Advanced Technologies, with the RB17 project coming along as well. It's something that we're delighted to have him with us, for many seasons to come.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very much.
Zach, great to see you, great to be in America, great to be in Miami. I know McLaren always gets a lot of support when you're out here, and it's an important market for you guys. Enjoying it, and are things going well?
Yeah, absolutely enjoying it. Awesome venue. They did exactly what they said they would as far as making some changes from year one, repaving the circuit, brand new hospitality for the team. So we feel very welcomed, and they listen to our needs, and now most importantly, hopefully we'll put 2 quick cars on the grid and have a good Sunday.
Now, before we got into the race weekend, saw you out on the golf course with Lando and some pros. How did you guys get on?
We lost. Barely, just by like 30 strokes.
But nice, is it, to get out with Lando and kind of just have that time with him, I guess?
Yeah, Lando and I have a great relationship, a long-standing relationship. We like to go-kart and race cars and golf. He beats me in the first 2 things pretty handedly, but I can give him a run for his money on the golf course.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. Now, obviously, McLaren didn't get a lot of time to test the upgrade package in Baku. Package looked exciting. I know we've only had one session, but engineers sounding happy with how things went in this one?
Yeah, generally. I think what I've seen is it takes us a race or 2 to dial in, and then Baku being a sprint, not an ideal scenario to run some new stuff on the car because you don't have the amount of testing that you would like. So I think we're still figuring it out, but it's going the right direction, and hopefully it'll find us some more lap time.
Okay, so just finally on Oscar, we've had a bit of time now seeing him in the car. You've seen a bit more time for him at the factory. He seems like the real deal. Is that the kind of feeling you'll get?
He can drive. We don't have that question.
Pleased with just how he's getting on, though. He's settled in with the team,
he's head down. He gets along well with Lando. He's very technical. He's non-emotional. He's a very mature 22-year-old. So kind of reminds me of Lando in a different way. But yeah, I think we've got a great driver lineup. So the things we need to do to get back to winning, we got the driver part sorted.
Otmar, really good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good. Alpine got a good number of laps under their belt today, I think close to 50 laps. Of the difficulties of Baku, how important was that in FP1?
Yeah, really important. In Baku we only had 3 laps really before we went into parc fermé conditions, so we had no chance at all at setting the car up, and it showed. So yeah, it's important for us to get some running in and try different ride heights and spring rates and everything you do. So on a Friday, I'm glad we got it all done.
So what were the early feedback from the drivers when they were on team radio? What were they saying?
Yeah, so they're not 100% happy with the car, so there's a little bit more to come, and we'll work on that between now and free practice too.
So after a difficult couple of weekends for you guys, how important is it to bounce back this weekend and show you in the fight?
That's what we're all here to do, so we just need a normal weekend.
Gunther, so I saw you yesterday at a DJ deck. So you thinking about a career change?
No, I'm useless at that. My sense for music is as bad as your taste for shoes.
I suppose I asked for that. Let's take it
Exactly.
to the track action then, shall we? Difficult session out there for Nico. Frustrating because obviously you got an upgrade on the car. How tough is that on the team when you're trying to learn about it?
No, I think we went out early, and it seems that we are there with the pace. Obviously, he said he made a mistake. He shouldn't have pushed this hard on his first lap on the soft tires. We were out first, but I haven't seen the car yet. But it's hopefully we just have to change the right-hand suspension at the floor. So we've got another floor here for Nico. Maybe we can. I haven't seen the damage, but we will get out of this. So I think we're all right.
How encouraged are you about the pace of the car then inherently, and that if you can get everything right and have a smooth weekend, you could get some points?
That's what we are aiming for, as every weekend. No, it seems like it, but it's FP1. It's early. It's early, So, but it's better to be there than be behind. So no, we just have to now get out in FP2 and have a clean session.
Now, a lot of the drivers are talking about the resurfacing out there. It looked very tricky. Is that just FP1, very green track, or does the track actually look a little bit better this year?
Yeah, our drivers said when they went out at the first laps there were just no grip, It's just like, but I think it's mainly it's FP1 and it's very hot as well. I mean, it will be hot the next days, but that will not change a lot. But I think it's a new resurface. It's green, so we need to give it a little bit of time before judging how good or how bad it is. So, but in the end, it's the same for everybody.
So, Franz, it's been a few weeks now since you announced that you'd be stepping back from Formula One. How has it changed you? How is it turning up to the paddock now that you know that this will be your last Miami as AlphaTauri team principal?
Hasn't changed anything. Business by usual, and people know me, and we still have to push very hard. We have to improve our performance, and this is where I want that the team is being concentrated to work with, not what I am doing. It's important that the car gets faster.
Laura Mecki is due to come back to AlphaTauri. Are you going to be involved in the process of onboarding him in your role as consultant? And what's the timeline for that?
Yeah, we will see now. We are just in negotiation regarding the consultant role. Nothing has been decided so far, and we will see.
We had a slightly messy weekend for Nick de Vries in Baku. Is that to be expected, given it's his first year of Formula One, or given his experience in other categories? Was it surprising to you?
Yeah, I always say it's difficult in Formula One for rookies, especially in the sprint race weekends, because you have only FP1 and then you have to go into qualifying. And this makes it for rookie drivers not easy to get everything together, and especially to use the more grip which you have in qualifying for your best to do a really good lap time. And this is a learning process where all the drivers need 1, 2, 3 years.
And did you need to just put your arm around him a little bit just to buck him up for this weekend?
Yeah, we discussed before FP1 that he should take it easy, because here we have a normal format. That means we have 3 free practices before we go to the qualifying, which of course will help him, and I hope that he can do as many laps as possible to learn something about this track, because this morning the surface was quite slippery. All the drivers complained that the track is far too green, no grip out there, and I think in FP2 it will be better now, and we will see how it works. Thank you.